My fear was not that my husband was going to screw up in polygyny and half do it. My fear was that I knew he could do it because he's shown me nothing else but consistency all these years. So I'm like, he the man for the job now. Let's not get that messed up. Did he do everything right? No. He didn't. He admitted that. None of us did. I'm going to tell you now, I know I didn't. Assalamu alaikum. Peace. It's Fatimah, Coach Fatimah, 1/3 of Outstanding Personal Relationships and co-author of the new book, Let's Talk Polygyny Uncensored. Now, y'all, in this video, I want to address a comment that was made, or a question, really. And someone asked, this was a wife, and she said, what if my husband's too broke for polygyny? And she meant financially. Now, when I hear the word broke, it reminds me of the word broken. And I said, broke versus broken? There's a difference. Now, one thing my grandpa used to say, some of you all don't know, but my grandparents, my paternal grandparents raised me. And my grandpa used to say to me, he said, never count a man's money. And I was like, what the heck does that mean? It means you don't know what someone else has. And a lot of times, many women might not know what their husband has to offer when he wants to be interested in polygyny. One thing I do know that many men who want to do it right, because we never want to do anything wrong. You know, I mean, if you're healthy mentally, you're not trying to do this polygyny thing wrong or, you know, marry more than one woman in a wrong way. But one thing I understand about the world of men is that they don't want to enter into something without saying, well, maybe I need to save a little money, or maybe I need to not bring anything to the table financially. They know if they're doing their research and their homework, and especially if they're watching our Outstanding Personal Relationship content here on YouTube and Facebook, they understand that there's certain things that they must have in place in order to have more than one wife and become more than the man that they were before. They know that. They might not know specific steps or the intricacies of them, but they do think about money. Because men are thinking about money a lot because they have to support. Even if they have one wife, they're thinking about, what do I do to support this one wife that I have? And what would I need financially to support more? More wives, more children specifically. They think about those things. Now, they might not vocalize it to us, or they might have it written down somewhere. I know my husband had it written down, and I'm glad he did, because he needed to have a list of what to do. And I'm glad he did that. I celebrate the fact that he was man enough to write down what he needed to become, what he needed to have in place to be a husband to more than one wife. I would hate for him to have went off all willy-nilly and just did whatever and just, you know, I'll figure that out after. I'll figure out finances later on. Now, that doesn't mean they won't get their financial education up and make different financial moves. That doesn't mean they might try something out with great intentions for it to work and it didn't. That doesn't mean that they might not lose their job. That doesn't mean that they might not get demoted. Some things fall out of our hands. We're human beings, and life is always going to happen. You know, and we're always going in and out of happiness. Men do it too. Men do it too. So to have a plan in place, you don't know if he has that. And maybe he can't tell you it because you might go off. Maybe he can't share it with you because it might get picked apart. See, I celebrate the doers, and men love to do. They love to show, you know, the tangible things to us, because then there's more belief. We tend to have more belief. You know, if he says, I'm going to get you that house one day, and you look up and he's dangling the keys and there's the house. Oh, I love that. I can go touch that. But I don't believe in you otherwise. They have to feel believed in order to do sometimes. So see, my fear was not that my husband was going to screw up in polygyny and half do it. My fear was that I knew he could do it because he's shown me nothing else but consistency all these years. So I'm like, he the man for the job now. Let's not get that messed up. Did he do everything right? No, he didn't. He admitted that. None of us did. I'm going to tell you now, I know I didn't. I know looking back that I could have been better. But I'm not going to just hold his feet to the fire and be like, well, you know, you didn't do it right, so just burn. That ain't for me to do. Not if I want a successful marriage with him, and it's not. Because last time I checked, that's not attractive. Holding accountability doesn't mean you have to be vile and evil and violent with your words and spew venom. That's not going to get you the results you want. It doesn't mean you get to manipulate, influence, yeah, but not manipulate the husband into wielding him like you the puppet master. But I knew he could do it. I still believe in him. I still know he can do it. I applaud him every day. Every day. I don't have to walk up to him and go, you know, I applaud you because you're doing such a great job. I'll leave him a note. I'll tell him, you know what, I'm proud of you. Great speech, great talk, great training. Thank you. I appreciate you doing da-da-da-da-da. I know it's not easy. But then I think about, okay, he can have all the finances he wants, but he can be a broken man inside, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. And sometimes wives can supply that trauma to a man. Now, men can do it to women. It happens all the time. There's a lot of men preying on women, especially in polygyny. They pick them out like they picking out their socks. Married 20 times, 15 times, because you get tired of somebody. Don't let me get on a tangent with that. That's another video. But right now, I want to talk about broke versus broken. So he can have all the finances and all the money and be rich as he wants. He can be the king of Wakanda. But if he's breaking his family mentally, spiritually, physically, and he's abusive, and he's a tyrant, and he's playing with time, he's playing with money, he's a narcissist, he wants everything me, 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 me. Forget y'all, forget them kids. I'll see them kids in 6 months whenever I want to. Now, some men, let me make a clarification. So for those that may not understand what I mean fully, some men are separated by their families, although they do not want to be, by geography. You might have to go overseas for 3 months for one wife and then come back in 3 months. That is how visas work in many places. He can't do nothing about that. And he might be doing all he can to get his family together as a whole. I get that. The sacrifices have to be made. So we're not talking about those brothers. Them brothers are trying their best. Shout out to them for trying their best. But if the man has tons of money, see, he don't have to be rich, but he has to be wealthy in other areas of his life. Wealthy, a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of willingness, a wealth of love and support, a wealth of connection, a wealth of compassion for his family, a vision for his family, a lot of goals. See, he doesn't have to have them all figured out right now, but as long as he's got them up here written down, which would be best, you know, because the memory, we can forget so much things get lost up here. Write it down in the journal. The vision. What do you need to become to attract another queen? What do you need to become more like Coach Nazir says all the time? He trains on this stuff. This is valuable. This is beneficial knowledge. So is he broke or is he broken? Does he have wealth or is he wealthy? And what's great is if he's wealthy financially and he has wealth in his heart and in his soul and in his intentions that are positive for his family, for himself, then you can work with that. But there also needs to be patience for the brothers that are trying, that are learning as they go. We all learn as we go. We don't go, okay, life, I'm going to learn everything first and then come on. That's not how that works. Just like with parenting. I don't learn all this stuff and then I never make a mistake as a parent. That's not true. Every child is not the same. Women aren't children, but we indeed have different personalities, different temperament, different likes, dislikes. And the men have to remember all this stuff. They have to create a balance. But they also deserve a break and rest and time for themselves to process. They can't be everybody's everything. They can't. So I just want to say that. So even if you think your husband might be too broke, he might need to do something else, pick up another job, have a conversation with you about him being able to handle it financially. He might say, I don't know yet, but I'm willing to figure that out. Don't worry, I got you. I got some things, some balls in motion. I'll share that with you. Or, you won't want for anything on my watch. He might say those things. He might wait. There's wisdom in waiting to answer certain questions until you yourself have it figured out. And if he says, I'm not sure yet, I'm working on it, then it doesn't become a cross-examination of, well, what are you doing? When are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? I want to know. You better let me know when it's going to get done. Because those rapid-fire questions tend to make someone shrivel up and go, well, you know what? I can't deal with the barrage of questions, the interrogation of it all. I can't do it because it's draining. It's taking away time that we don't own for him to make moves and put together stability and build up an empire that he wants to see for legacy. Not just so we can have a new purse, but legacy. Because men don't go, you know what, she ain't bought a new bag in a minute. I think I better get on that. They don't do that. Now, I've yet to meet a man that thinks about what purse I bought. I'd have just never met him. If you worry about my handbags, then you got a bigger problem. But if he says, here's some money for you to get something nice for yourself, that's kind of how men tend to operate. He's not trying to jump into your dresses and he's not taking inventory of what's in your closet. He's not doing that. He's really not. If you say to him, I need clothes, then he'll think, I need to make sure my wife has that. Whatever that is, whatever that look like for her. I'll keep that up here. I'll write that down. I'll make sure she has what she needs. That's more their style. Okay? It's different from ours, but it's not wrong. So with that, guys, I hope that you got some gems from this video. Make sure in the comments we put support our king. Okay? Again, for clarification, we're not worshiping our husbands. It's a term of endearment. It's a goal, that means we're on the right path and we're doing what we need to do as spouses and we're just giving a shout out and uplifting one another. We know what it is. So anywho, make sure you guys are putting that in the comments. And if you're not following us on our social medias, why not? Make sure you're following us on Outstanding Relationships on IG and Outstanding Personal Relationships on YouTube and here on Facebook as well. YouTube and Facebook. So with that, I'm Coach Fatimah. I'm going to leave you with a little GLC. Make sure you're growing intentionally, loving fearlessly, and connecting on a higher level every single day. Comment, like, subscribe, because sharing is caring. Hit the notification bell. See you guys in the next one. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.